riponete borse piccole, zaini.
I've lived in Europe for almost 7 years. And for 7 years, I've told any of my friends from the United States that if they fly over the Atlantic to visit some part of Europe, any part of Europe, I'd do my best to meet them. Since 2018, I can probably count on one of my hands how many people have followed through on their end of that suggestion. And for the ones who have, I haven't always been able to make an appearance. But when a longtime friend of mine that's known my family since I was a child had a free weekend in Milan, a part of Italy I hadn't yet seen, I grabbed some of the cheapest tickets I could find and hopped over. If you know anything about me, you'll know I'm not the biggest fan of cities. Large cities filled with crowds of tourists is probably the lowest ranking of any for me. However, I had never been to Milan, so I was happy to give it a chance. I've been a handful of places in Italy, but as a country that I hope to get more intimately connected with over the coming years, I wanted to get a good feel for more. And this seemed to be the perfect opportunity. 2 days wandering around the city with little to no itinerary except to see as much as we could. The art in Milan is never ending, and I don't say that as hyperbole. Walking into any random church reveals age-old paintings hanging everywhere with murals scattering on the walls. If you go to the city with an open mind to receiving, you wouldn't be able to leave without an impression being made. I make an effort to move through this world with my eyes peeled for the beautiful ordinary. In Milan, beauty is the ordinary. We had tickets for the Duomo di Milano and a couple accompanying museums, but other than that, there was no plan in sight. Walk, see a place, wander inside, and see what we find. This kind of feels like back roads in Albania. If I'm going to explore big cities, this is the way I like to do it. If I feel like the more iconic tourist spots are worth seeing, I book it. But most of my time will be spent walking on side streets and through alleyways trying to find these hole-in-the-wall spots that don't show up on travel guides or the first page of Google searches. Even if they are viewed as slightly less than, I'd prefer to be there. Because those are the spots that tell the best stories. And right around the corner from our apartment, we found a rooftop bar with a view of the sunset. It wasn't until the second morning that we were able to actually enter the Duomo. But all it took was 2 steps inside the front door for me to realize that this was one of those tourist places that is 1,000% worth the money. But just as I suspected, my favorite memory of the entire weekend was the tiny plant-covered bistro that we ate lunch in, bumping elbows with other patrons because the tables were too close together. And then around the corner, an unsuspecting treat. An incredible work of art with every wall painted. And it didn't cost a dime. And almost as quickly as it began, the weekend was over. My friend was off to explore other parts of Italy and send me recommendations of where to go, and I was headed back home. And somewhere in this blur of the days that make up the slow beginnings of summer, my friend Sam and his wife had some errands to run in another city, so they asked me to spend some time with their children while they were gone.
You putting it above us?
Are you doing what I did?
It's from Star Wars.
3, 2.
Yeah.
Today when we were playing, you know how much diamonds we got?
How many diamonds did you get?
Like, I don't know.
What is going on over here?
At this point, I can't remember exactly how long ago it was. But at some point a number of years ago, a local tour guide suggested that I visit a small lake hidden in the mountains of central Albania. I'm not sure why I didn't go when he first suggested it, but for some reason I kept putting it off. That is, until my friend Andy posted some photos showing a camping trip he had done recently to the very same lake. So, with a very undetailed plan, I gathered 2 friends from work, a paddleboard from Sam, and a van full of supplies, and headed off down a road I'd never seen before.
Now he's like, oh, come on. I was trying to get over there.
What is that?
It's another turtle.
What's a snake?
No, nothing interesting. I feel bad just driving over him. I'll wait till he gets far enough that I can... He's coming right at me. I'll fight you, bro. Okay.
Throw him. Just throw in a medium.
I feel bad, dude.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Everyone will think you're such a good person, Davey. Did you hear what I said?
When we arrived, there were people everywhere. Our first mistake was probably going on a Saturday afternoon, but because of the guy's work schedule, we didn't have much choice. Our follow-up mistake was likely going on a holiday. There were some small groups of people scattered around the lake having picnics, and while obviously places like this are for everyone to enjoy, I usually try to go places that people don't know about. I go out into nature to find myself alone. Well, this time that wasn't the case, and it took me some time to adjust.
Tasty. Okay. Ata kemi bak.
You guys want to walk over to that dock?
It seems like this small reservoir is slowly being built up and developed into a tourist destination. And while I love that Albania is starting to take notice of the natural beauty it has to offer, I personally prefer the places that the long-stretched finger of development hasn't quite reached.
Forest.
Do lajni çuna?
Ja,
Do lajni fare?
ja.
Se?
Det blir baden.
Po këtu jeni larmë përpara juve?
Po.
Edhe si është? Ku janë pi? Ku janë pi?
Ja, men ni går säkert. Jag är inte med kameran.
Nga jeni juve?
Jag är någon butik.
Nga Bulqiza, ku është Bulqiza?
Nej. Va? Nej.
And as I sat observing everything that was going on, I made my best effort to not let the annoyance build. After just having spent a few days in a crowded city, I was looking forward to some peace and quiet. But I don't own these spots, and having other people around shouldn't be a problem. I just couldn't help but think, I should have come here all those years ago when I was first told about it.
Yeah. I love that other people come out here and enjoy these things. It starts to bother me when they're super loud. And I don't know, I guess it's kind of selfish of me to want these places to myself, but I think eventually they'll leave. And that will be to myself. It's fine. It's what happens when I come out on a, what is today, Saturday. Kind of makes sense. This is crazy. I didn't realize places like this still existed in Albania. Wow.
By and large, the people around the lake were quiet and respectful. There were a couple of groups that were enjoying themselves quite loudly and decided to bless the rest of us with their music choices. But as the day wore on and the sun sank lower, the people slowly started their journeys home, and we began to set up camp.
You lost the donkey.
Si vede një nga ana tjetër.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Who gave them a microphone?
And when the last of the barbecuers had packed up their things and driven off, the magic started. The wind ran across the top of the water like paint strokes, and a full choir of frogs rose to the surface, ensuring that although our evening may be peaceful, it sure as heck wouldn't be quiet. After a while, the calls of the frogs ran through one ear and out the other, their chorus so constant that my brain adapted and filtered it out. And as the sun fell towards the distant mountains, I grabbed the board and paddled out to watch the colors dance on the glassy surface.
So you think you see a snake in the water? Probably. I saw a video of one.
Just look at the snake. That's what I was talking. Under the rock.
Oh yeah. Some kind of
Looks like fish. It's like a little at the same time.
skink or something. I couldn't get it. It's a little cold, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm considering.
I think Christy would feel left out if we both go. I'm just going to take the boat out for a little bit.
Okay.
så loud. Nope.
As it turns out, peace doesn't come just when it's quiet. Peace comes when I'm in a place that creation smacks me in the face with its beauty. Peace comes when I have space to breathe, and to think, and to observe the world around me. While it was a different lake, different mountain, and different people, this evening reminded me of an afternoon in April of 2017, on my first ever trip to Albania, when I sat beside a lake just watching, listening, feeling. And this evening brought about that same feeling, the same reasons for why I wanted to live in this country. For experiences like this, in places like this, with people I never would have met had I stayed true to what was expected of me. And I wouldn't change a piece of it.
You know what the conclusion of the trip was?
What?
There are frogs everywhere.
Wow. You don't. What is this very stinging? Yeah. It's nature. But they are on. Look, dude. It's a green light there. I said to you they are on.
It's motion detected.
Yeah. How about the folks come here?
I don't know.
No, don't go that way.
Damn.
That guy is massive.
Was it mine?
I know there are countless places like this in the country of my birth, but there's something about doing it somewhere so foreign that feels more like exploration. This is why I moved to Europe. This is why I moved to Albania. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll be back soon.